emphasize to our listeners the importance of a device like this, because we don't really have an ability to really diagnose psychogenic erectile dysfunction. Now, I know that, again, it isn't a 100% for sure guarantee, but it's a pretty good indicator if a man is getting nocturnal erections and not getting daytime erections. And it really is, like, from my perspective, a bit of a breakthrough and a really helpful kind of tool to have that kind of data, because erectile dysfunction is so complex and it's hard to tease out what some of the causes are or what might be driving it. And when you can see the data and you can see that you're getting erections at night, but it's not happening during the day, that really can help to kind of steer or guide some of these men toward appropriate treatment. So I think this is a really, really powerful device. Now, can you let our listeners in on a little bit of what are some of the specific measures or outcomes that a person who's using this device should be expecting to see?
Well, we now have over 1,500 data sets. And ideally, of course, to your point earlier, we'd like to have small tens of thousands, because then we can really provide people with comparative data. But I'll address this first by talking about myself. I am 69. I have high blood pressure that's controlled with a medication called losartan. My blood pressure will fluctuate between a normal range, and then it might go up to 140, 150. What does that mean? I have no idea. When it comes to blood pressure, we're concerned about the impact on the brain, the heart, and the kidneys, and the blood pressure is not telling me anything about those things specifically. With this device, I average 3+ to 4+ nocturnal erections per night. When I see that, it's like going to my internist and having an internist tell me, "Hey, your EKG and your stress test are normal." It's because the number of nocturnal erections is a more sensitive indicator of vascular disease than your blood pressure. We've had young men who are bodybuilders who are having only one nocturnal erection per night. They wonder why they can't get it up. Well, they're taking cocktail of medications, testosterone, and other steroids and hormones that are having an impact. And we've had several young men change their regimen and recover a significant number of nocturnal erections.
What do the users actually see, though? Where do they get that data?
Sure. Yeah. The device is Bluetooth enabled. It's cyber secure. The data is when people end a session of sex or an overnight session, they upload the data. The data goes to the cloud, and people can then download the data. They can share it with a doctor, they can share it with friends, or they can just evaluate themselves. And they'll see the following. They'll see their firmness. Everyone has a personal best. So, my personal best is normal. I don't have erectile dysfunction, but we have men who have diabetes or hypertension or other erectile dysfunction. So their best erection will be recorded as their personal best. If they fall below that or they go above it, they'll receive a notification from us, or they'll see it themselves that they're either underperforming or overperforming. We're also measuring the duration of the erection, and that's impacted by diseases, medications, recreational drugs, alcohol, relationship issues, et cetera. We also, and they'll see that on the graph. Below the graph, they will see a count of the number of nocturnal erections that they're having and the duration of those nocturnal erections. Interestingly, although we need more data to confirm this, and many people are unaware of this, but every episode of REM sleep, high quality sleep, so to speak, is accompanied by an erection in a man who is in normal health. Obviously, if someone taking a screen, someone's castrated, or someone they're not, that's not going to apply. But in general, that will apply. So for myself, it's been interesting, and we document this now in this little small internal study of 12 people, that the amount of the cumulative duration of our nocturnal erections is about what we would expect to have for REM sleep. So a man my age should have about 75 to 80 minutes of REM sleep, and my nocturnal erections are running about 10 minutes less than that. So we think that this may well be another approximator or certainly a complementary approximator to the data that people are getting off their Apple Watches or their Oura Rings or their Whoop Rings.
Okay, in other words, you're saying one of the applications is also an additional assessor of sleep quality.
Correct.
Okay.